Okay, so we hear it all the time, right? Smart technology is going to solve all our problems, and sustainable manufacturing is the future. But what if bringing those two amazing ideas together is, well, less of a smooth merger and more of a head-on collision?
I mean, just picture it for a second. A factory that isn't just a noisy production line, but an actual partner in building a better world. You know? Super efficient, totally eco-friendly, and socially responsible. This isn't just some sci-fi dream. It's the big idea driving a massive industrial revolution all around the globe. So, what are the key ingredients for this factory of tomorrow? It really boils down to two huge concepts that, on paper, seem like a perfect match. On one side, you've got Industry 4.0. Think of this as the how. It's the high-tech toolbox, you know? It's packed with AI, the Internet of Things, and automation. All the stuff that can supercharge efficiency. And on the other side, we have Sustainable Green Manufacturing, or SGM. This is our why. This is the mission, the goal, to create stuff in a way that's not just profitable, but is also genuinely good for the planet and for people. But SGM is about so much more than just being green. At its heart, it's all about what's called the triple bottom line. It's this delicate balancing act between economic health, social fairness, and protecting the environment. You can think of it like a three-legged stool. If any one of those legs is weak, the whole thing just topples over.
The plan sounds great, right? Use the smart tech to build a green future. Simple. But the reality? Oh, it's a lot messier than that.
Yeah, you can't just flip a switch and boom, your factory is suddenly smart and green. Trying to mash these two massive forces together actually creates this tangled web of brand new problems. And believe me, even the most innovative companies are getting stuck in it.
So that leads to the big question. If we have the vision, and we definitely have the tools, what's really stopping us? Well, a recent study in the Journal of Future Sustainability decided to roll up its sleeves and find out.
Now, to get real answers, the researchers had to somehow cut through all the noise and opinions. They needed to find the real signal, and here's how they did it. First, they did a massive deep dive into all the existing research and expert opinions they could find. And what they uncovered was a whopping 20 distinct roadblocks. And we're talking about everything, from software bugs and sticker shock to social issues and total supply chain chaos. But okay, with 20 different challenges, where in the world do you even begin? So they brought in the experts, think of them like a team of industrial master mechanics, to really diagnose the core problem. Using this powerful analytical tool, they didn't just list the issues, they actually ranked them, creating a crystal clear priority list of what to fix first.
So what did they find? The results are in, and honestly, they might surprise you. Let's count down the top 5 hurdles that are standing in the way of our smart, green future.
All right, coming in at number 5 is a bit of a curveball. It's the environmental damage from making this smart technology in the first place. And here's the crazy irony. The very tools we need to build a greener future, all the sensors, the computer chips, the smart devices, they have a pretty significant environmental footprint of their own. Making this tech uses a ton of energy and can create some nasty pollution. In other words, to get to the green, we have to go through a whole lot of gray first. At number 4, the problem gets even bigger. It expands way beyond the factory walls and starts affecting the entire supply chain.
See, the effects of Industry 4.0 just ripple outwards. All that new automation and all those massive data centers, they are serious energy hogs. And the constant need to upgrade our tech creates literal mountains of electronic waste. And those super efficient global supply chains we've built, they often come with a pretty big hidden cost, a much larger carbon footprint.
Now, the third biggest hurdle isn't really about the tech or the environment. No, this one's all about business strategy and, frankly, some fundamental doubt.
For any business leader, this is a huge dilemma. It's almost impossible to accurately predict the return on investment for these massive long-term projects. So they're stuck wrestling with these high-stakes questions. Will this new tech actually deliver on its promise? Is it going to be obsolete tomorrow? And how do we chase the future without risking the business we have today? And, not surprisingly, the second biggest challenge comes down to one simple thing: money. The financial weight of this whole transition is absolutely staggering. And listen, it's not just the upfront price tag for the shiny new hardware and software. The costs just keep piling up. You've got ongoing maintenance, constant upgrades, beefing up cybersecurity, and the often hidden expense of trying to make the new stuff work with the old stuff. That bill gets way too steep for many companies to even consider.
And now, the number 1
biggest obstacle to building the factory of the future, according to the experts, is something called market uncertainty.
So in the end, the biggest roadblock isn't some technical glitch or a budget problem, it's the world itself. Technology changes in the blink of an eye. The global economy and political landscapes are constantly shifting under our feet. And, of course, the ever-present threat of cyber attacks adds this whole other layer of risk. How can any business make a solid long-term plan in a world that's in constant flux?
So when you put it all together, what's the bottom line here? Well, it turns out the real challenge might not be the technology at all.
This quote from the study's conclusion really says it all. The biggest hurdles aren't technical, they're economic. It all comes down to market uncertainty, those sky-high costs, and just unclear returns on investment.
And this brings us to one last really provocative thought. We have the blueprints for a smarter, greener world. We know what to do. But maybe the key isn't to invent the next big piece of tech. Maybe the real hard work is in building a stable economic foundation that actually gives businesses the confidence to invest in the future we all want. What's your take on that?